Yo, 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 what's up? Welcome to another episode of Oh Shit, I'm 40. This is your man, Gene, and we are back with episode 2 of season 2, and we are here live, and we got a quarter of the crew with us right now, all right? Who we got here? Everybody shout it out. To my left.
What's up, y'all? This your boy, Tese, a.k.a. Super Tese, a.k.a. your guy. You know what I mean? we out here today, baby. We out here.
What's going on? What's going on? This Mouse Man is Devin the Dude back on another season. Good to be back.
Damn, your mic sound good right now. And we got our special guest with us. I mean, this we might as well call this a Bowie State night. Bowie State football night. BSU. Shout out to Bowie State football. We got BSU football alums right here. We got my man, DC's finest, Antoine Cook.
What it do? What it do? Appreciate you, fellas. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, man, we appreciate you from coming by, man. Definitely. We're going to have a good night tonight, good conversations as we continue episode 2 of Transformations and Transitions, part 2. All right? So, first and foremost, we always start the show off by what are we drinking? All right? It's the holiday season, okay? Your boy is in the holiday mood right now. So, I am drinking a nice ale from Troggs Independent Brewing Company called the Mad Elf. All right. Now I got a story behind this beer. Last night I was playing a game of Madden before I went to bed. Oh, there you go. Show that. And I'm drinking a beer, playing Madden. I'm like, man, you know, I kind of feel this. I always forget that this is actually 11% alcohol. This one little bottle right here. Yeah. So did I sleep good? I definitely did.
11%.
11%. And it's a holiday ale brewed with cherries and honey. So it's the sugar that's make that alcohol content go up. Tese, what you drinking on?
Bruh, I don't even know now because
Do I gotta let you know?
No, I've been mixing shit. So originally you gave me the Basin, right?
Yeah, Basil Hayden toast.
Basil Hayden, that had me feeling good.
And then it looks like you went over to my
I went over to his bar over here. Y'all can't see it, but it's over here to the left. And I'll go ahead and I finished that Maker's Mark.
That Maker's Mark, that was cash. Yeah. That was cash strength. That's 100 proof right there.
I'm feeling good. I'm coming from before the podcast. I took my flight down from my Upper Marlboro down to Wakanda, and I checked out the local bar out here in Waldorf called Shark Bar.
Shark Bar, shout out to Shark Bar. We'll tag you.
Nice ambiance out there, man. It was nice. I mean, it was kind of early, so it wasn't too packed out.
What'd you eat?
I got me some wings and got some calamari, pretty good.
Yep.
The drinks, fire, bro. It was $15, so I was kind of like, oh, what's going on? But
Super T's keys to success.
But all I needed was one, man. So I'm good right now, man. I'm ready to get it in.
Nice. And then he also has a nice glass of H2O from University of Kentucky. Shout out to Tommy Benz for the glass. You know, he's one of our sponsors.
Responsible.
Responsible. Mouse, what you got over there, man? You being responsible.
Responsible, man. Gotta get up in the morning, but just a little Stella, man.
There you go. And then our special guest, I opened up the bottle for him. He might not even drink it, so I might end up drinking it. But I gave him another bottle of Stella Artois. You know, shout out to Joe Brickhouse. That's his beer of choice. You know, and that's going to be our special guest beer of choice too. We're trying to get that sponsorship. You know, Stella, definitely. All right, so look,
He got it.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Cook, introduce yourself.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
Oh man, you know I'm Antoine Cook. You know, straight out of Southeast DC, but live in Waldorf now, and just doing big things with the fellas. Bowie State proud alumni, football, Gold Pride. You know, we do it all.
Definitely. And we brought Cook on today because he has an excellent. He also hosts a show called, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mindful Men. Correct? Yes, Mindful Men. He sends me the links just every time he hops on. I hopped on there a whole bunch of times, and definitely he's shooting some knowledge. So we're going to touch on that, and we're going to touch on a whole bunch of things. Just to bring this into full circle, the topic of the past couple of weeks have been transitions and transformations. And for that first episode, like I was telling the fellas while we started the live, we were talking about Andre 3000. And we was talking about his album that came out. And how that was a big transition and transformation for him. You know, you go from rapping to playing a wooden flute. You know what I'm saying? And he was always a different type of cat, but like everybody was expecting his next album to be some fire, right? Like it was gonna be some drop some bars, but nobody was expecting him to come out with a flute. So me and TC had a a disagreement, but I think I got him on my side a little bit, you know.
Okay.
And then Mouse came in. Mouse gave us his take on it too. But I feel like all of us agree that it definitely was a transformation and a transition because he's much older, and now we're starting to see more of his true self. You know, so I want to hop into today, and I just want to go around the circle real quick and just talk about a transformation or a transition that happened in each one of our lives, something that's significant. Now, we all have one thing in common. That definitely was a transition for all of us: fatherhood. So let's jump on that real quick, and I want to start.
Pause on that. Right, jumping on.
Oh, pause. let's tackle that because we're all ex-football players. Mouse, I want to start with you first.
Camera.
Your first child.
It's different because the element that I'm in, always working with youth and kids, is different from working with them to having your own. You know, one thing that I had to come to realization is this, and one thing my parents always talk about is you know, how you start off is going to have an everlasting impact.
Right.
So, you know, there's a lot of growing pains, not bad, but just a lot from a male standpoint that I had to get in tune with. You know, a lot of us, you know, we were raised a certain way, and some of those things, like you say, transition. I had to transition to, you know, the element that we grew up in. You know, and me, for myself, I had both parents, and I grew up in a good household and things of that nature. Had a lot of support, but also that hard aspect.
Yeah.
You know, I had to lighten up and you know, kind of get out of my shell to really be nurturing to my kids.
Because we both had girls first.
Yes.
You know, and that's something that's funny because, well, it's not funny, but it's like we both had girls first, so it definitely was a transition for both of us. Because
well,
it
wasn't me so much because I got two older sisters.
Well,
so
that's true. And so do I. Yep.
Seeing that aspect from my dad, like, man, like, that was a good example, man. You know, everything my sisters went through, and like my dad was always there for his daughters. Now, the thing is I had to know to be there, but also I had to, you know, and still going. My daughter's young, so I still have to also have conversations for her being able to stand on her own. And my daughter's very independent, a very strong-minded young little girl, and you know, I'm proud, man.
Definitely. All right, so Cook, you're sort of in the new fatherhood realm, you know. So tell us about your transition into fatherhood.
So my transition was different for me, you know, growing up in a single parent household. You know, my mom raising 3 kids by herself, so it was a big difference of being in a house with 2 parents and then raising my son. I had my boy first. So it was kind of like one of them, I'm gonna grab him up, but then you know, you don't want to do too much.
Yeah.
But, you know, but working in the school system, you see so much that you have to tackle them head on, especially when it comes to boys.
Right.
You know, you got to get them now before they get too big.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it was different. Transition, just having kids, period, is different.
Exactly. And that's what I wanted to get on because coming to me, when I had my daughter, right, I guess the transition and the transformation for me was I literally have another life I got to take care of. And that I got to mold. You know what I'm saying? And it really didn't. It hit me then, but it's hitting me now as I see that she's older and she's about to be like a teenager now. You know what I'm saying? Because they totally different beings from when they were the baby and everything, and now, you know, they got an opinion. You know what I mean? And now I feel like the real work starts because it's like, all right, I got to show her that, like, you know, hey, daddy loves you, daddy affirms you, you know, daddy does this, daddy does that. You know what I mean? Because like Val always say, my wife always say, hey, it's your job to keep her out the strip club. You know, that's straight up Val. Shout out to Val. She always gonna say something like that. You know, it's your job to keep her out the strip club. And that's a lot on my shoulders.
So the thing is just the example in your household, you know, my wife always talks about, you know, your daughter, you're basically, and I'm not trying to sound crazy or nothing, but you're basically your daughter's first boyfriend.
Yeah, basically. That's real talk.
You know, so whatever you do or whatever is going to turn over into their life long term.
Yep.
So, you know, with her saying that, those little small things always stuck with me. And, you know, I have to catch myself here and there. I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'm human.
Right.
You know, but so far, man, you know, I tell her all the time I'll be there along the way, whether you right, wrong, you go through stuff,
right,
or whatever. That's what I'm here for.
Right. Because what they say, they like every dude that they mess with or whatever, they're gonna try to match. They're trying to find you
compared to the dad.
Right. Exactly, compared to the dad. So you got to be a good example.
Right.
So now we go last but not least. We're gonna go to Tese. Fatherhood. You first.
Oh man, I remember when I found out that I was gonna have my son, little Tese. When was he born? 2010. And at that time, it was just me and my wife. I was married at that time, and it was like I was saving up to buy a car. I wanted to get a fresh whip, something slick or whatever.
Right.
And she was like, "You know what? I'm pregnant." I'm like, okay, so I can't get the car. But anywho, when he came along, the biggest things for me, like we kind of came back from the hospital and like getting him out the car, it was like so small and tiny.
I was scared.
Like, yeah, I was scared. Like I'm ready to break something or what have you. But at the end of the day, it told me, you know what? I got to be responsible. I got to grow up. It's not just about me no more. It's not just about, you know, my wife at the time.
Right.
It's about him. So I need to get serious. I need to lock in. I need to make sure he's safe, provided for. I mean, of course, the wife was provided for as well. And, you know, I stepped my game up.
Yeah.
That was the transition.
And it's almost like something clicks in you. You know what I'm saying? Just like how they say a woman can't, you know, a woman is always nurturing, but, you know, some women are not nurturing. But when they had that baby, it's like something clicked. You know what I mean? Because, you know, again, I always go back to my wife. Val always used to say, I don't want no kids. I was the one who wanted kids. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, as soon as we had that kid, you know, Val was amazing. Like, Val's an amazing mom. You know what I mean? And it's just like, bam, it clicked. And as much as she ain't want no kids, you know, when that first one came, you know, she was the best mom ever.
People stand up. Hey, Val, what's up?
Continues to be the best mom, you know? Right. And it's just amazing the transitions, again, going back to our topic, all of us went through in becoming fathers, you know? And we became fathers at what society thinks are good ages. You know, we weren't teen fathers, nothing like that. We were mostly established. You know, we all are college graduates right here. You know what I mean? And even then, you know, when we had our children, at least like on this side of the table, the country was going through some rough stuff. You know, 2010, 08 and stuff, we was still in a recession, still in wars and everything. But now look at us, you know. We got more kids, you know? So definitely, man. So that was, I'm glad we touched on that part. So now I want to go into professional wise with transitions and transformations. I want to start with Tese this time.
Okay. One of the biggest transitions for me professionally was when I started out, my current career over the last, about 13 years is IT security now. But I didn't start out in IT security. My college degree was business management. I actually worked for a company called Enterprise Rent-A-Car. You guys may have heard of them.
Oh, yeah, they was recruiting heavily at Bowie.
Right, that's why I was there.
Exactly.
I was there for 3 years. Now, don't get me twisted. I learned a hell of a lot working for Enterprise. I was running my own almost $1 million business as being a branch manager or what have you. I learned a lot of responsibility super early. But the thing was, I was working so hard. I was making money, but I wasn't happy. Right? So at that point in time, I thought about it. I was like, yo, I just spent 4.5 years. Should have been 4 years. But it's 4.5 years.
Everybody do that extra.
4.5 years to go through college. And I was like, I didn't do that to work in a job that I wasn't going to be happy with. So I was actually, it's funny, right? I was sitting at home and it was late at night, you know. Yeah, if y'all remember BET Uncut.
Uncut.
Those type of hours, right?
Shout out.
Those commercials came on. It was one called Test College, College of Technology. Are you happy in your career right now? Do you want to do something better? And I was like, shit, I do. and they pulled up IT, like technology. So long story short, I ended up going to Tese College of Technology. I went through their certificate program for technology for 18 months.
Wow.
I went through that as I was working a full-time job, and that's when little Tese was like just like super babyish.
Right.
So I went through that transition. I went through my schooling, and I pulled my first job working at Verizon. So if you guys got Comcast, Verizon, when y'all calling and y'all router was not working, you was talking to me
Help
for
desk.
those first 6 months. That was me.
Wow.
I was making $13 an hour coming from $70,000 a year. So I sacrificed, that, of course, with my wife at the time. And I did that for 6 months. After 6 months, I got my first IT contracting company with USIS.
Yep.
And I was like right above 75 again. And like God really looked out for me. So long story short, after I did that, my career just skyrocketed, bro. And right now, I've been in IT for just about going on 14 years now. Program management. Me and my partner, Ira, he's actually a Bowie State alum as well. We just started our own IT company.
Shout them out. Come on.
Owen Technologies, Owen.com if you guys want to check it out. We're supporting commercial clients and federal clients and local government, so what have you. But yeah, man, everything was great. But back to your point, that was my transition, moving from business management to the IT world.
That's big. And that's big. And he's one of the legends of the Control Alt Delete guys. That's what we call them in our group chat. Control Alt Delete guys wear the polo shirts. So Tese don't wear a polo. He just wear a sport coat.
Hey, man, I gotta keep it cool, man.
So Mouse, exactly. Mouse, professionally, your transformation, because you were a teacher at one point.
Yeah. So upon graduating from Bowie State, when I graduated, I went to behavioral health, working in group homes with at-risk male youth in Baltimore. Did that for a couple of months. Then I went back to my high school, lower high school, and was a teacher.
Yeah.
After that, then I went on the police department, did patrol a couple of years, then I went to school resource division. So we talk about transition. My transition is different because in that field, you deal with all types of youth, whether it's positive aspects that you're dealing with them in, and then also the negative aspects. But my transition is being happy. Because with the world right now, there's so much going on, especially with youth, having to deal with a lot of stuff and then go home and deal with my kids and things like that. My major thing is having a clear mind and being happy.
Right.
We see a lot of people get out here and they go for a job for money and thinking that money is going to solve all your problems. But you look at it, you're in an uncomfortable space. So happiness is the main thing for me. Been on for 15 years and time is flying, but my transition is when I'm done, I'll probably still go back and still deal with you. I was raised like that. That's how my father raised me. My father's an educator in DC public schools over 30 years. Also worked in DC Department of Recs. As a little kid, just seeing him working in the community, giving back to a lot of youth. I think that's something that will never leave me. But transition, my main thing is happiness.
Wow. Boss, and you might not remember this either. I remember the day you called me and told me that you was about to go take the test to be police.
Just walked in off the street, man.
Walked in off, and what was funny? Because remember, I was supposed to take the test the same day with you, but I ended up going to take the Capitol Police test.
Right.
And then I failed that jump by 3 points, and I said, "Oh, fuck it." So I went federal. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's the funny joke. I always remember that day. I remember we had a discussion on the phone, and you was just telling me, you was like, you wanted to do more. You wanted to cause more effect. You wanted to have more of an effect and change.
Yeah.
And I remember that discussion we had on the phone.
Yeah. It's now that I'm older, like I said, happiness it rules everything.
Yeah. And you found your wife.
Yeah.
Found your wife partner. Yeah,
What's
found
up,
wife.
kid?
Shout out, kid.
She was on IG.
Yeah.
She's talking to Mouse, but Mouse don't see the what you saying, kid, buddy.
Cause the camera is way back here, and then
it's far.
we got Tese on the phone doing the monitoring.
She probably cracking jokes and joning on it.
Oh, but I'm gonna take Cook's beer because He's using that as.
That's Cook. That's yours.
I gotta make a pit stop in a minute.
That's cool.
Also, so Cook, professionally, your transition.
For me, like T said, it took me 5 to get a 4-year degree. You know, it was a journey coming into Bowie, transferring in 01. You know, your goal always when we was playing ball was just to have fun, enjoy the moment. If you get to the league, get to the league. You don't, you don't. It is what it is.
We had fun.
Right.
And shout out, all of us played ball together, y'all.
yeah.
All of us.
And hold on, Cook. I don't mean to steal your thunder, but Cook was one of my sweet mates. And
Oh, God.
the infamous. Oh no, Mouse too. The infamous Tummy Hall. We not. Gonna
I was in Towers when they were in Towers.
We're not gonna go too deep into that, but
No, buddy.
hey man, we got a lot of great years together.
Coca-Cola truck.
Hold on. Shout out to Caleb. Caleb, I know you listening. You're supposed to have been here, all right?
2 times.
We're gonna get you back on here, but Caleb was a resident of Tubman Hall also.
Donald.
The grip.
Donald, shout out to Donald, shout out to everybody.
Glass.
Oh yes, Chris Glass, AT.
AT was on
It was
the
a bunch of y'all in the basement, man.
AT was on IG. I don't know if he's still on here, but he popped on here too.
Mo Hill.
Everybody. Hey, we dropping names right there.
Juju.
Juju.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ju. Just celebrated her birthday too.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy
Ju.
birthday, Ju. But go ahead, Cook. My bad. Go
For
ahead.
me, it's good. But for me, it was confusing. Once I graduated, I was still lost.
Damn.
You know, I was still trying to figure life out.
Right.
'Cause it's like,
Right.
I'm out. What's next? I'm sitting there like, all right, let me go give me a job. So I was doing something at the Department of Housing. Man, I'm like, man, I can't push papers all day. This ain't
Right.
me. So I was like, I got to find something that's going to make me happy. So I ended up going into the school system. So I was working at Cadoza for a while as a dean of students. Them youngers off the hook.
Yeah.
But it was cool though because I can relate to them.
Exactly.
You know, I was in their shoes. I've been where they've been at. So I was able to relate to them a lot more. So when I met my wife, she was getting her master's as a nurse practitioner. She was at the University of Cincinnati getting her master's. So I'm like, I need to do something else. So I said, let me go back to school. So I went back and got my master's. So that's when I became a school counselor. That's when I became a school counselor. And, you know, the transition to being a school counselor has been amazing. The stuff I get to do to help the youth, these youngins, shout out to North Point, even though they lost in the state championship, them youngins are, they on something big up there that's bigger than what we don't understand.
Right.
Shout out to Coach Frazier. He was in our building yesterday.
Oh, okay. Frazier boy was down in Southern Maryland. All right.
You know, he hit me up, come get some transcripts and stuff, and recruit some youngers up there. But it's been a blessing. The last 2 years in that building has been a true blessing. The kids are awesome. They do a lot of stuff. If your kids want to go to No Point, let me know. I'll get them in.
I need to talk to you because my oldest trying to get
But listen, we got a lot of folks at North Point.
Oh, a lot of folks.
McFadden, he's on the coaching staff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my high,
Big
my,
Fonz.
yes, Big Fonz.
His twins.
Yeah.
His twins play there.
Okay.
My DB coach from high school and my defense coordinator from high school, Coach Crawford up there.
Okay.
My old Kettering Largo Cougars 150 coach, he's up there. Why am I forgetting his name?
We got a lot of connections.
Queen.
Yeah,
Queen's son play up
Oh, he
there.
playing there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to North Point.
He nice.
Yeah, he real.
He nice.
Man.
But definitely, that was just a transition. It was fun. It's been awesome. The next step probably gonna be an AP role. So
Right.
There you go.
What's the AP? What's the AP for
Assistant
people?
principal.
Assistant principal.
Assistant principal.
I ain't
Big
going no
things.
higher than that. I don't want the principal roles too much to deal with.
So don't put a cap on
put
it.
a
You
cap
know,
on
if
it?
you fall into this place, I mean, don't. Listen here.
Put the guy on that one.
He's like, I don't want.
Because being a principal in a high school setting is different.
Right.
You know,
Right.
we got 1,900 plus kids in our building. So controlling.
And you got to test
1,900
into
plus-
you got to test in the North Point too, right? All right, we live, but we'll talk.
We'll talk. But definitely, it's something big. You know, it's great to be able to help our youth on a different level. I'm able to talk to them about any and everything.
Right.
I built relationships with them, with their families, so it's easy for them to come in and just talk.
Right.
Wow,
So
that's tough. All right, I'm gonna go into mine. Before I go, because somebody hand me a beer out the
I got you, bro.
Whatever y'all put your hands on. Whatever.
TC knock over the whole table.
I know TC is about to knock over all the audio equipment,
Girl, for me
everything.
too,
Come
man.
to get you cooked. TC is about to knock everything over. We had feedback. Everything's dropped on the floor. Whatever you put your hand on. I get a Stella. I'll take a
This
Stella.
one. I'll take one too, bro.
Two Stellas. But I would have to say my transition and transformation was all, and it seems like all of us are the same. You go into college thinking you're going to do something, and you come out of college doing something totally different. So, I did just open that beer in front of the microphone. It sounded good.
Facts.
But when I came into Bowie State, I wanted to become a teacher, and I think that was probably the majority of us. You know, we wanted to do something with the youth. 'Cause that's just who we are. My mom, she was a teacher. She taught for a little bit, then she went to the phone company and everything. But I wanted to be an elementary school teacher. I wanted to teach kindergarten. I wanted to work with the kids. You know, that changed when Bush was in office. That whole No Child Left Behind thing, you got to teach to the test and all like that and stuff. And I was being like a little rebel, you know what I mean? And then I switched majors and went over to pedology. Shout out and rest in peace to Dr. Vaughns, you know. And I ended up graduating with my major in pedology, which is basically child studies, but I still had enough credits where I had a minor in early child education, special ed education. So I knew I didn't want to teach anymore. So I was like, you know what? I still want to work with special populations. And again, something that people don't realize. And we touched on it during our first season.
Right.
During that time when we all graduated, again, we were in a recession. We were in wars. People couldn't find jobs.
Right.
You know, so the first job I found was down here in Southern Maryland, working with Millwood, a nonprofit. Best job ever, taking adults with mental and physical disabilities on vacations. And that was the best job ever. Only thing is, I was living in Laurel and was driving down here every day, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And Val was in grad school then, and we made it work, you know? But we eventually moved down here. And it was one day I was at work. I went back. I left Millwood and ended up coming back up to Mitchellville and was running group homes for adults with mental and physical disabilities. And this was a transition in itself. First time I got fired from a job was after I got married, coming back from my honeymoon. Imagine that. That's a whole nother story. But it was a blessing in disguise because it got me on the path for my current career now, you know. So that was transition number one. Getting a job right after you get married, after you got fired from a job. You know. But to get back on topic pretty much, my transition was I never really wanted to get into what I'm doing, but I knew there was something I wanted to do to kind of help what I do. So to better explain it, I really don't talk about what I do because I really can't. But I know I wanted to support our war fighters in some way because I couldn't do it coming out of high school and stuff. I was too blind. I couldn't join the military, nothing like that. You know what I mean? So when I got into doing what I do, you know, I got good at it. And I made connections. And I kept getting good at it, you know? And it was one of those things. Now it's like, all right, now we want you to be in charge. Now
to teach other people
exactly.
how to be good at it. Yep.
And the transition was now I'm no longer the young guy in the office. I'm that old guy that I always used to talk about as a young guy now, you know?
Right.
And that's a transition I'm still going through now because it's like in my mind I still feel like I'm that young 22, 23-year-old dude in the office. But nah, Jack, you that 40, 41-year-old dude in the office now that's been here for a while.
Hey, look, it's okay. Go ahead and retire so I can bring you on to our company and we can contract you out and we can make some big money. We can make some big money.
Don't tempt me.
We can make some big money. No, keep getting your experience. Another 10 years.
Don't tempt me. You know, but that's the transitions I'm going through right now is basically I'm at a point in my career now where those people I used to look up to when I first got into the business and what I do, I'm that person now. And I need to make moves like those people that I've seen. You know what I mean?
So my thing is you talking about make moves. Is the time right for them moves?
Yeah. The time is right because You hit a ceiling.
Okay.
Where you can't go no further. And now it's like, if you want to affect change, really, you got to go here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you can complain, bitch, do whatever all day.
Right.
But if you really want to affect things, and then it gets to the point where leadership sees you, and they're like, no, it's time for you to go here now.
Okay.
You know? But then the thing is, I feel like, and this is something me and Val always talk about, a lot of times we both are afraid of success.
Who is Val, just for the new listeners? Who's Val?
Oh, Val's my wife.
Okay.
Been married 15 years, been together 20. Whew. 2003, Bowie State homecoming. But don't be afraid of success, or don't be afraid of taking that step forward.
Right.
You know, so that was part of my transition and transformation professionally. Definitely. All right, so now we're gonna dovetail talking about still transitions and transformations. Do we have any questions on? Do we next? Shout out some people online.
Let me post hey, ask for some questions. Of course, we had a bunch of our BSU alumni. We had Gerald, we had AT on here. My boy Brandon, he was on here. Of course, Mouse wife, he was on here. Kia. A lot of folks. It looks like some of the Cook folks.
All right.
Hollywood Zoe, what's up? What's going on? Yeah, man, we getting a lot of love on here on the IG, bro.
Definitely.
Norfolk State.
Oh, he went to Norfolk State. Oh, shout out to them Spartans. We got a Norfolk State alum here that's part of. Did y'all see this? I tried to do something different.
Nah, I see it.
Had a background. You know, shout out to Terrence. He a Norfolk State alum. You know, he would love that. Shout out to them Spartans. You know, y'all try to do something, but y'all terrible.
So if anybody have any questions, please put them in the chat, and we'll get to them.
We'll get to them. So we brought Cook on today because we want to know about mindful men. We want to know about what made you start this show. What made you want to drop the knowledge that you're dropping on here? You know, we want to know more about mindful men, because we feel like definitely it's something that can help everybody. I know it's a couple episodes that helped me. You know, so you got the floor right now. Tell us about mindful men. Tell us how it started. Tell us your goals, everything.
So mindful men, man, it started because I had a boy. One of my boys committed suicide. And then I was watching, I forgot the gentleman name that was on the Ellen show, the dude that danced, the dancer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He just passed.
What's his
He
name?
committed suicide.
Yeah.
Twitch.
Twitch.
You know, he committed suicide. You know, one of our former teammates.
Yeah.
You know, when that happened,
Yeah.
you know, it kind of raised red flags.
He came after you.
Okay.
Yeah, he was one of our young guys.
It raised a lot of red flags. So I felt like men needed an outlet. You know, they need a space to conversate. You know, because we've raised not to talk, not to do this, not to do that. But I felt like we're in a better place now that we need to open up and really talk about our feelings, how we feel, what's going on. And why not a man starting it and men just having a regular conversation? You know, because you can have a conversation and it just open up everything.
Right.
You know, I see that when I speak to my young men in the schools. Like, I just have a regular conversation. They just start talking.
Right.
You know, coming from a single parent household, I didn't have a lot of people to talk to. My mom was working. Even though she had 5 brothers, I still didn't get to talk to them a lot because they had their own families too. So we had to get to a point where society can accept us for who we are and not continue to criticize when somebody's going through something. We see what the killing that's going on in the city. We see what's going on. Our youth is hurting right now, so they need us.
Wow.
So me building Mindful Men gave them the platform to speak on certain topics. So when I go on these topics, I'm going in because these are topics that really generate. You know, like when I went up to the high school in the summer up at Friendship, I spoke on the 3 C's, you know, choice, chance, and change. And then I said, you got to commit to them, though. You got to commit to these things.
Repeat that again.
Choice, chance, and change. And then you got to commit. I added commit to it because you have a choice to make change. You have time to do a lot of things, but at the same time, are you going to commit to it? Like these youngins play basketball at Friendship, but are you committing to it? Because you can't have 1 feet in the gym and 1 feet in the streets. So you got to either have both feet in or both feet out. That's how it is. You know, you can't be in the game and thinking it's, oh, I'm gonna drop 30 and then I'm gonna go hit the block later on, but then I don't come to school the next day.
Right.
So it's different now. You know, a lot of things in the school system changed. You know, they don't. You know, a lot of stuff they do reassessment tests. I ain't never had no reassessment test. You fail a test, you just failed. You better hope you pass the next one so you can pass the class. So now they reassessing this, they reassess that. Man, it's crazy. So I feel as though me bringing Mindful Men in really opened up a lot of doors for me. I'm being put on a men's calendar. A young lady that hit me up, she wanted me to be on her calendar as one of the counselors, a male counselor. So it's been big, it's growing. You know, it takes time for stuff to grow.
Right.
So I'm not in a rush, but at the same time, I got speaking engagements coming up. So I'm speaking at stuff. I'm doing events. I'm just here.
Man, it's beautiful, and I'm glad we got you now before you blow up while you're free. Okay, 'cause we don't got no money to pay you right now. You drink that beer.
Always gonna be free.
But nah, I mean, it's amazing because when I first came across it, I was like, oh, okay. I already knew your occupations. And I was like, let me listen to it. So I sat down and listened to it. And I'm telling you, he gives it to you raw, and it's just like it's almost
Pause.
Shut up, Tese. It's just like our aim for even this podcast, you know, a safe platform for men to talk.
Right.
You know, and he gives you a safe space to talk. And he's going through and basically just telling you things. It's like, hey, it's okay to feel this way. You know, and he's giving you real life examples and stuff, you know. So there you go, Bald Head Coalition. Let it out, man. I'm going to take mine off in a few, you know.
But now let's just touch on, could you tell us, obviously we got the Mindful Men, give us your tag on IG one more time.
Yes.
And let us know when you're broadcasting so our followers can
It's
follow.
Mindful_Men 2022. I go live on Mondays for Mindful Mondays. I also do a piggyback on Wednesdays. It's called Just a Mindful Moment.
Okay.
Just a quick moment, just to piggyback, just somebody missed it on Monday. So I piggyback on what I spoke on Monday. That's it.
Wow. Y'all be sure to DM him if you want to speak at any engagements, anything. Okay? And give him a follow.
Right.
I'm speaking for free right now, but
Y'all give him a plate, all right? Or as my father say, the good Revy Rev. Shout out to Dad who just got on Instagram this year. Pops, you know, give him a love donation. Take the love donation, as Dad would say. I give him a love donation. You know, get a man a love donation. But definitely what he's doing is so positive. And Cook, I just want to let you know that you always got a place here on this podcast if you want to drop some mindful nuggets. Do you have any mindful nuggets to drop now for us? You got anything for
Just
us?
give us a recap of what you talked about earlier this week.
well, Monday I just spoke on, fellas, no more excuses. You know, we got to stop making excuses. We got to start giving our whys and going after our goals because 2024 is around the corner.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? You're going to look in the mirror. You're going to stop blaming other people for your failures. You're going to get up and look in the mirror and say, it's on and popping. Let's go. It's just that simple. Just like, I listen to everybody's music, but when you listen to Jay-Z, when you listen to Ice Cube, like when Ice Cube dropped that album, No Vaseline, he just went straight. He went
hard. Pause.
But I'm saying, that's how I'm going. It's just straight.
Right.
I'm going hard, pause. But at the same time, we got to do this.
Right.
Because the more we continue to make excuses, the more we continue to blame other people, we ain't making it.
Hey, listen, let me tell y'all this, right? I'm sitting right across from Cook, right? I'm looking him right in his eyes, right? I wish y'all could see the determination and the serious in his fucking eyes. Of course, we all ball players, right?
Right.
I'm getting fucking hyped, just like looking at Cook, pause, and he's just like, you know what, nigga, get that shit right.
Exactly. Right. I'm about to go upstairs, bust open the bedroom door, like, I'm sorry. I done fucked up.
Like, baby, I'm sorry. I'm ready to commit. You know what I'm saying?
Give me the diaper.
That's what it is.
Give me the diaper.
No, like no
real talk.
no bullshit. I mean, no, this brother, he's passionate about what he do. I join his broadcast every chance I get. When I get the alert, I'm on it. Mm-hmm. If y'all not on it, please subscribe to his page.
Please subscribe.
One more time to your page.
Mindful_man 2022. I got, tomorrow. Y'all won't see it until Monday though, but I got something that I'm gonna have on Monday.
Okay. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah,
you can't wait. You
it's
can't wait.
Big, but definitely, man, we gotta drop knowledge. We gotta drop these nuggets, man. We got so many nuggets that we can give our youth. TC, you got the IT going on. Mouse, you a police officer. You got a lot going on.
Yeah,
a lot going on. Jing, you got. I can't.
Everything.
I
just got everything. I'm everything.
I just know we can't talk about yours, but at the same time, we got a lot going on. But also, it's like coming from an HBCU. What people got to understand. I tell my kids this all the time. Mm-hmm. You don't have to go Division I to make it in the NFL.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Because you can go to Alabama and sit until your senior year and still might not make it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You see what they did to the quarterback. They benched him after game 2.
Yep.
But look at him now.
Yep.
See, he ain't make no excuses. He just looked at his failures, what I did wrong, and kept working.
Right.
Now they playing in the bowl game. I'm sorry about Florida
I was about to say, look, got the helmet right there.
Look,
I was about to kirk out
Florida State, but it's all love.
For our new listeners, our founder and host, Eugene Lott, he's a proud Florida State
hurt right now.
Fan.
Hurting. All my Native American teams are hurt right now. The Commanders,
so
Florida State, all
the
of them.
Commodores.
Just one thing I wanted to point out about Cook. Like I said, Cook used to work in DCPS, Cardozo, and then he's out here. So the transition from city to suburb county.
Oh yeah, please.
So
tell us about that.
like my thing is I know because I talk to Cook, with between work and we catch each other on every now and then we see each other. I already know what he's going through because I work in the school.
For homecoming,
right? But the thing is being out here. There's so much that you can give to being out Charles County. Your travels, personally, then also work wise, and your knowledge of helping these youth. I seen the transition. Even when we were in school, we were in the same major, and just listen to this man talk. North Point has gained something special by you coming out here, man. So right. I'm proud of you for that, man.
Appreciate that. Definitely a different transition, though. You see a difference coming from DCPS to Charles County schools. I feel like the kids out here want it more, which is kind of, you'd think it'd be the opposite.
Right.
Because they have everything out here.
Right.
You'd think that in the city they want it more. So I remember we growing up in the city, we wanted it. So it wasn't like forcing people to go to practice. We was at practice.
You were hungry.
I played with great players. I played against them. I played against Byron Leftwich. I played with Cato June. Shout out to Cato June, Indianapolis coach, linebacker coach now. Brian Leftwich about to be the
OC somewhere, and then a head coach.
Pittsburgh.
I wish he go back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, right. He in Pittsburgh. But it's just seeing them, how we went from Southeast to the University of Michigan. He went to Marshall. Just seeing us transition in different levels of playing ball and just still graduating, though. People still finishing school. So it's not like we just went to school just to go to school. We did something big, but like I tell them, ain't nothing like a HBCU, though.
Right.
It's home, man.
Nothing like it.
Right.
Hey, before we move on to the next, I want to give a shout out to Pitts and Push.
What's up, Pitts?
Terrence, he's on the
Gibby.
Live.
What's up, Gibby?
I joined y'all live earlier. Y'all had a great show talking to Coach. I forgot his name.
Come on, Hugh Jackson, baby.
Coach Hugh Jackson. That was a great interview.
That's big.
We want you on the show, bro. We're gonna bring
next
you
show. We bring you on.
We're gonna do a sports joint, and you're gonna be on, bro.
We got a lot of topics we want to touch on.
Everything that you guys are doing, keep it up, bro. You're gonna be on here.
Definitely, a lot of topics.
Shout out to my homegirl, Miss House of Privilege, man. She doing some real big things too.
Okay.
Shout her out.
I just did. Miss House of Privilege. She doing some big things, man.
Where's she located?
She's down in Norfolk. She's down in the Virginia area.
Okay.
So what is the House of Privilege consist of?
So she do a lot of she build people businesses.
Okay.
So she helped me form mine. So
Okay.
she does a lot, you know, from backgrounds to whatever you need, she can do.
Nice.
Awesome. Awesome.
And you want to know what's crazy right here? Everybody that's sitting at this table right now got a business.
Yeah.
Also, his wife got a business.
Yeah.
TC got about several businesses. I just started my business. You know, wow, it's amazing. You know, and I will say this, as I'll always like to say, we are sons of Frazier boy.
Yeah.
You know, we come from that
Toothpick guy.
That toothpick guy who was at Virginia State doing big things. You know, a little salty about that, but we still love you, Coach. You know. Frazier definitely, and I know everybody will be proud of everything that we're doing, especially Dr. Vaughn. Shout out again to my man, Dr. Vaughn's. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
You know, I have to plug this. We are starting an endowment, a scholarship that's in the name of Dr. Vaughn's.
Okay.
I will be posting that letter out there again.
Okay.
You can give as little as $5 or as much as whatever you want. You know, but we are doing it in the name of Dr. Vaughn's, and it's going to go to, we haven't worked out the criteria yet, but it's going to go to a student in need.
Okay.
All right. We haven't figured out how we're going to do it, but we are still trying to fund it, and we're almost there. Okay. We're definitely almost there.
I'm donating.
So I will put that letter out there again.
Yeah.
But fellas,
Donation coming from Mindful Man. Dog.
oh man, appreciate it. Fellas, this has been an awesome show, you know. And I'm glad that we first I'm glad that we had you on, Cook.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thanks, Cook, for coming out, bro.
Appreciate you for coming out. You know, and we still gonna have my boy, our fullback, our guy, Caleb Crank. We're still gonna have you on.
The Crankster.
The Crankster, because
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Caleb,
44.
you had 2 chances to come on, bro.
4-4.
This third time, bro. If you don't make it, you're my man, my fellow Tubman, sweet mate,
Yeah.
Mouse, Asho roommate.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't leave us hanging.
I wish he was here tonight just to talk about his transition. man.
no, Caleb's gonna come on, and Caleb's gonna give us the story because Caleb's transition is beautiful.
Man, that's awesome.
It is awesome, and it was the impetus. It was. I'm using big SAT words of the day. It might not even be the right word.
Come on, Stephen A.
There you go. But this was centered around Caleb. So we're going to have Caleb on, and we're going to actually give him the whole 40 minutes if he can do it. You know, Caleb is not a man of words. Well, he should be now.
Right.
But we're not going to give it up to y'all. But we're going to wait till he gets on here.
He has to prepare, I guess.
Yes, he has to prepare.
He has to prepare, man.
He has to study. And Monica, get your husband. Get your husband on here.
Crank.
All right, get Crank on here. But fellas, this has been a good show. All right, this has been a good topic. Okay, and Cook, again, I'm glad you came on. Y'all follow this man, Mindful Men. He got a lot of good nuggets. All right.
One more time, Cook. Give us your IG page, bro.
Mindful_men 2022.
And Tese, before we go up, does anybody have any respond with any questions or anything?
Do we got any questions or anything like that?
Nah, bro. I haven't seen any questions.
Okay,
It's okay.
all
But
good.
look,
It's
guess
okay.
what?
No,
we got
but Terrence from Piss and Push, he said, you know what? What are some of the ways that we can support each other as men as we go through at different paths? I think that was for Cook.
So we gotta, how can I say it? We just gotta support. Anybody got a business going on, I don't care what it is. You don't, if it's a t-shirt business, if it's a suit business, you don't ask for nothing free.
facts.
You just pay for it. It is what it is. Because if you're going to wear the Louis Vuitton, you're going to wear the Nikes, you're going to wear this, you're going to wear that, you're going to pay for it. They ain't going to give you nothing for free.
Right.
So why your man got to give you something for
Don't expect a discount.
You know, if he give you a discount, that's on him. But you shouldn't go in asking. But
Looking
you
for a
got to.
discount.
Right. So you got to support each other. We got to support each other on all levels. We got to call each other. I know we got into that point where we text.
Yeah.
We text a lot, but we got to pick up a phone call and really call somebody and talk to
And
them.
I'm guilty because Cook,
Yeah, I'm
I know
guilty
you're gonna
of it
live
too.
down here for years,
I'm
but I'm
guilty
always
of
still
that.
texting you or hitting you up on IG. So I'm guilty.
We got to call just to check on one
Yes.
another, just to see how we doing, how your day was, because you never know how that conversation can go. Oh man, let's go get something to eat. Let's go get some lunch.
Right.
Let's go get some drinks. And that whole day could have made this whole day a whole lot better, just because you never know what might have took place.
Or what somebody's going through.
So it can be a point where he might, at a point of his life, where he might be about to take his life. But you making that phone call then change his whole mindset.
And then on the other side of that, I think our pride. A lot of us are too prideful sometimes to think that some people don't have time to, listen to our homie, our man, our brother. When we do come to them, some people like, well, they got all this stuff going on. They probably don't have time to hear what I got to say. That one little small moment, it don't have to be in depth, but just that small check-in.
Right. Definitely.
Let me update this. Terrence from Piss and Push, he said he has an idea. Let's start a group, Black Men Thriving Together, and do a monthly conference calls.
I like that.
That's a smart idea.
That's a smart idea. Mm-hmm. I like that. Hey, Pitts, good job.
All right, let's we can coordinate on that, Pitts. We can get everybody together and figure out how we can do that. I like that.
Nice. Before we close out, I got to give a shout out to Tese. As y'all know, I'm a big Marvin Gaye fan. Tese got the knitted Marvin Gaye hat on.
October London joint.
Right. October London. He coordinating right now. Look like he about to go to Afghanistan. Appreciate the guy. But y'all, hey, look, man, this has been another episode of All Shit on 40.
Hold up. Shout out to everybody on IG,
yeah, bro. Shout out to all the people on IG.
A lot of people that we up at like 10 people. I mean, that's a lot.
But they've been going in and out, right?
They've been going in and out. And we're finishing the show, and we're at 10 folks that's on IG.
Oh, that's tough. Shout out to our people. Yo, keep following us. Keep listening to y'all. Share it out. This episode will be out next week. I might even bring it out this weekend. It's going to be on all of your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, everywhere you get your podcast, it's going to be on. iHeartRadio. Shout out to iHeartRadio because we got an account with them. It's going to be out there. So look, this has been another episode of All Shit on 40. This is your boy Gene. We got Tese, we got Mouse, we got our boy Cook, and shout out to the rest of our guys. Peace.